money as a way to control the world, and the other is Israel. Alright, so make some noise. China versus Israel, guys. Here we go.
I prepare a long time for this roast. I write for 18 hours. I take no break, just like a 8-year-old in iPhone factory. I'm glad you were able to take time from making children's fingers bleed to be here tonight. I don't want to be too mean to China. Last weekend they were celebrating a holiday. It was Child Labor Day. Leonard, he is actually from Hong Kong. Right now they have a protest with China. Just like this roast, it is a battle he will lose. If you do not know, China believes in two types of groups. First, they believe in making money, like the Jews. And the second, they want to take over the world, like the Nazis. Everything is made in China, including your terrible jokes. You know, China makes many different types of electronics. They make a smartphone, they make a smart TV, and now they also make a smart bra, you know? It has a Wi-Fi, a heart rate monitor, but it don't work on Chinese women, not because they don't have tits, because they don't have hearts. Yes. China is a communist country because everybody gets equally smaller eyes. This is a tough night for China. It is the first time we have a bunch of jokes that you cannot censor. If you do not know the word Jew in Chinese, it means pork. That's right. If you go to a Chinese restaurant, you say Jew, they give you bacon. This is not kosher. If you want to say Jewish people in Chinese, it is Yo Tai Ren, which means people who have too much money. I see this movie, it is called Minions. It is about these small people who work for this villain. If you want to say minion in Chinese, it is Xiao Huan Ren, which means small yellow people. This is basically Chinese. It's crazy, you know, China, they think they control the world economy. As Jews, we have been controlling the banks for years. The only thing you control is how many children a family can have. Donald Trump, he really likes China because he likes to build a wall and has a small penis. You know, the Jews, they are known to have good sex skills and big penis, you know? You go on Google, you type in a Jewish porn star, you get Ron Jeremy. You type a Chinese porn star, you get no results. Because even Google cannot find a Chinese penis.
Ronen Geisler! Israel! Roasting China! You start! Alright guys, make some noise for Leonard Chan! China! Roasting Israel! Final roast!
Alright, first of all, Chinese penises are not small. It's just vaginas are too big. working. Like, I want to point out, look, I was assigned Israel, okay? I didn't just decide to mock Israel for fun. I'm doing it for money. So Jews should respect that. Look, man, like, I'm not here to roast, I am here to roast the country of Israel. I'm not here to roast Jews, all right? It's not 1945. Look, I like Jews, man. I like them. Look, I'm not gonna buy into the stereotypes. He's buying all this shitty stereotypes about Asians. I don't buy into that shit. They say Jews are cheap. No. Look, I lost my virginity to a Jewish girl, all right? I know for a fact Jews are very charitable people. That being said, you guys ready for some casual anti-Semitism? Yeah? Alright, Israel was located in the desert, surrounded by enemies. Or as I like to call it, containing the problem. Look, in Israel, in vitro fertilization is free because the Israeli government is committed to making more Jews. And I would be fully on board if they all turned out like Natalie Portman. Look, like Ronen is no Natalie Portman, alright? Ronen is no Woody Allen. Like some Asians like Woody Allen. I heard that Israel has the highest number of Microsoft employees per capita in the world. Which means we can add Windows Vista to your list of atrocities. The Dead Sea is located in Israel. It's the lowest point in the world. It's called the Dead Sea because it's so salty that nothing can live there. The only things you'll find there is water, minerals, and Ronen's career. There's a non-profit organization called Birthright. You guys heard of that? Yeah. So basically it sends young Jews for free to Israel so they can connect with their Jewish identity. And while they're there, they can see like essential parts of Jewish culture like Jerusalem, the Wailing Wall, dead Palestinians. Look, man, you can't talk about Israel without talking about Palestine, alright? And look, here's the thing, like it's a complicated situation, alright? They have valid arguments on both sides. Like Palestine believes they have a right to the land because that's where their homes and all their stuff has been for 1,600 years. Israel believes they have a right to land because of a 2,000-year-old book, which also includes a man who can walk on water and a talking snake. Oh man. One of the sticking points of the conflict is, there's all these millions of Palestinian refugees caused by the Israeli actions, alright? And they're trying to figure out how do we compensate them. Here's the thing, Israel doesn't want to do compensation. They only do settlements. Israel said some fucked up shit, alright? They asked a soldier, an Israeli soldier in the West Bank, they're like, how do you feel about your job? He's like, it's an occupation. You mad because it's a pun? Is that what's going on? Look, man, they built a wall in the West Bank to prevent Palestinians from getting in. And they're like, oh, it's super impressive, but look, it's not that good, alright? It's not that great. I'm Chinese, I know great walls. Come on, man. And look, like the wall is doing a good job of keeping Palestinians out of certain areas, but it's not doing anything to stop the determination of the Palestinian heart. That's what bullets are for. I feel like you can really judge somebody from the company they keep, alright? Israel is BFF with Donald Trump, alright? And they're bonded bonding over their love of money, drone strikes, and building walls to fuck over brown people. Oh man, like, here's the thing, there's two sides to every story, alright, and it's a little complicated, you know, and I feel like Israel has a PR problem right now. They just there was a worldwide poll, BBC did a worldwide poll, and they found that Israel is the 4th most disliked country in the world. They're only ahead of Iran, Pakistan, and North Korea. Yeah. So, the most liked country is Germany, by the way. So how? Like, you know your country is so shitty, like it must be so shitty that the only countries that people like more than yours make up 2/3 of the axis of evil. And the most liked country is the one that tried to fucking murder you. Look, man, it's a complicated fucking situation, alright? It's a complicated situation. Like, Israel is both an aggressor and a victim. It's like they're a white woman. That's right, man. I'm making fun of Jews and white women. My career ended 5 minutes ago. I don't give a fuck. Look, at the end of the day, all this shit could have been avoided, alright? Instead of putting all the Jews in Israel, they could have moved to Utah. Right? There's plenty of space and a salty lake. Could have called it Utah. Alright, and that joke is 1 star of data. Alright?
Leonard Chan, everybody! China! Roasting Israel! There we go. Alright, guys, moment of truth, moment of truth. Make some noise if you liked Israel! Make some noise! There we go. Make some noise if you liked China!